Samyutta Nikaya, the connected discourses. Sagata Vagga Samyutta, Devata Samyutta, Satullapakayika Vagga, the Satullapa section. Sutta number 1.32, Macchari Sutta, because of stinginess. This is what I personally heard. Once, while the Blessed One was living at Anathapindika's monastery in Savati's Jeta's park, as the night had advanced and all had retired to their kutis, a host of stunningly beautiful Satullapa devas appeared, brilliantly illuminating the entirety of Jeta's park, and by approaching the Blessed One, paid homage to him. Having now stood to the side, one of those devas began reciting the following inspired verse in the presence of the Blessed One. A gift cannot be given in the presence of stinginess or heedlessness. However, a person who knows and understands, when seeking to gain merits, does not hesitate, but gives. Then another of those devas also began speaking in the presence of the Blessed One, while saying the following verse. Meanwhile, the very danger of which the stingy person is scared, being afraid of losing what they possess, if they were to give, even if only a little, the greedy will soon enough have to face whether hunger or thirst, for these will come to haunt that fool not only in this life, but in the next one too. So, get rid of all miserliness from your heart by pulling them out from their roots as you reach deep and give wholeheartedly of whatever you have. For truly indeed, such offerings given from the heart will ensure the safety of those beings, providing them great comfort in the world beyond. Then one more of those devas also began speaking in the presence of the Blessed One, as he uttered the following verses. You won't find them dead, living among the rest who are already dead. Those who, knowing that they're mere travelers themselves, thus never permanent settlers in life, and although possessing not much, share freely the little of what they have. This is an undying truth. Although others, who despite being so wealthy, and having a great deal more than others, refuse to part ways with what they have, by sharing even a tiny bit of it with others who are truly in need. However, these generous beings are so happy to be sharing the little of what they own. Thus, the offerings made by these become naturally multiplied by thousands of times over in the rewards they bring. Then another among the group of devas began speaking in the presence of the Blessed One, as he spoke the following verses. In doing what is not easy, by offering to others what is difficult to give away, it's no wonder how those with wicked hearts cannot emulate nor copy the behavior of the good, whose actions and conduct follow the natural flow of the Dhamma. It is because of this reason those living with virtuous hearts have an entirely different path than those who remain wicked due to greed, once their time is up. For while the miserly go to hell, the generous are on their unmistakably certain path to the joyful heavenly realms. When this was said, one of those devas then respectfully asked the following question, while addressing the Blessed One. Blessed One, we wonder as to which one of us here has indeed spoken well. You have all spoken well here, each in your own way, but pay close attention to what I shall now say. Yes, Bhante, those devas replied, and the Blessed One said, those who give selflessly from the little that they have, whether through supporting or nurturing one's wife and children, or by their offering of over 100,000 sacrifices 1,000 times over, despite their seeming magnitude, all these cannot even begin to compare to that singular person who lives according to and by the Dhamma, thus making his very existence the greatest of all gifts. Then one of those devas addressed the Blessed One while speaking in verse. But how is it that those who give selflessly from the little that they have, whether through supporting or nurturing one's wife and children, or their offering of over 100,000 sacrifices 1,000 times over, despite their magnitude, cannot even begin to compare to that singular person who lives according to and by the Dhamma, whereby their very existence is to be considered the greatest of all gifts? And the Blessed One replied by uttering the following verse. It is because often many of those who give do so after realizing some mistake in their character, flaws, or shortcomings. They may have killed, harmed, or caused much suffering unto others. Thus, albeit seemingly great, but their offerings may very well be tainted with the tears and sorrowful cries of many. Therefore, even if they were to support or nurture their wife and children, or make offerings of over 100,000 sacrifices 1,000 times over, they cannot even begin to compare to that singular person who lives according to and by the Dhamma, thus making his very existence the greatest of all gifts. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.